PKK doesn't represent the Kurds. Some parts of the left fallen under the influence of propaganda or that feel in proximity to the PKK give the impression in the Western press that the PKK is a heroic army supposedly in its own land. The fact is, however, that the PKK is neither heroic nor a representative and protector of people. PKK has long military using guerrilla tactics, in other words, in a sly and cowardly way for many years. However, it lacked the experience and, more importantly, the courage to face another group out in the open. The PKK is therefore the very last group in the ground war against ISIL in Syria. Indeed, the way that during the first assault against Kobane, leaving women, children, and the words by Tsemil Bayek, PKK's leader, Kobane are not appropriate for us to fight there, confirm the truth of that. One of the mistaken impressions prevalent in the PKK represents the Kurdish people. Since the PKK has very effective propaganda power over an image, the fact, however, that the social characteristics of the Kurds make it impossible for them to embrace such an right from the Kurds are religious people, their families and loyal to their traditions. They are warm and peaceful. They on the all religions, godless, hostile, and devoid of any moral values. Kurds will and voluntarily go along with the PKK. The rule of the PKK over the Kurds is one formed by force and compulsion. Heard in the 1980s terror, not against Turks, but against adopted a strategy of first spreading terror to Kurds and thus building a power base. The first target was other Kurdish organizations and opposed an alternative to it. After neutralizing them through ruthless killings, it turned its attention to the Kurdish population and sent the message through saying, "We are the state here, and if you are not with us, you live." It still maintains its influence on Kurds through the same approach today. The action of PKK making for women and children are home of a Kurd. August 20th, 1987, in opening fire called killing 2 women and 3 children. The his cradle was killed. 9th, 1989, PKK terrorist attacking the village of Diyarbakir also killed a 4-year-old girl. On May 10th, 1980, PKK British civilian of Mardin, burying the lives of 6 children. The female slept in her cradle. On June 1990, the PKK killed 27 civilians in the village of in Shirna. 11 of them were killed by the terrorists, children. On August 19th, 1990, the PKK civilian district of Diyarbakir in its crib with machine guns. October 22nd, 1993, and children in again the target of the PKK that killed 22 of our Kurdish citizens. 10 children and 9 women were savagely slaughtered in this attack. PKK terrorists in Van on 1994 again targeted women and children. The PKK murdered their beds to be sleeping mothers. As it is clearly seen, leader Öcalan is given the name Baby Killer. Hypothetical as concrete examples. This violence, which we have cited examples here, has worsened increasingly. In the 1980s and 1990s, but the organization, the PKK became the dominant force among the Kurds due to its use of violence. The number of people who lost their lives due to PKK terror exceeds 40,000. In addition to martyred Turkish troops, police officers, teachers, and other state officials, the great majority of those 40,000 were Kurds. In PKK that has martyred tens of thousands of Kurds attacks, the greatest enemies of the Kurds in the entire region. The Kurdish people will only be rid of